Summer is when many curly routines start changing. In my summer curly hair routine video, I talked about how heat and humidity affect curls, and why lighter hydration with stronger hold often works better during warmer months. But summer hair care isn't just about humidity. Pools introduce another challenge entirely: chlorine. If you spend time in the pool without preparing your hair first, chlorine can strip moisture from the hair strand very quickly. That can lead to dryness, frizz, tangling, and in some cases, breakage. So today I'm going to walk through my simple pool day routine. I'll show you how I prep my hair, how I prep my toddler's hair, what to do before getting in the pool, and what to do right after swimming. These small steps can make a big difference in how your curls behave after pool days. Before getting into the routine, it helps to understand what chlorine actually does. Chlorine is used in pools to kill bacteria, but it also interacts with the hair shaft. It can strip natural oils, remove moisture, lift the cuticle, and leave the hair feeling rough. Curly hair is already naturally drier than straight hair, so when chlorine removes moisture, the curls can quickly become brittle, frizzy, and tangled. If your hair is color treated, this can be even more noticeable. Chlorine can fade color and sometimes cause dryness or dullness faster. I talk more about that in my video about how hair color affects curls. That's why preparation matters so much. And if you're swimming regularly, there's one more thing to keep in mind. If you're in the pool regularly, whether that's on a swim team or in swimming classes or just multiple times a week, your hair is dealing with repeated chlorine exposure, and that changes things. When I was in high school taking swimming lessons, my hair was color treated at the time. Even with a swim cap, my hair still got exposed to chlorine. And over time, I noticed more dryness, more tangling, and faster color fading. Swim caps can help, but they're not completely waterproof. If you have long or thick hair, it can also be harder to fully fit your hair inside it without putting stress on it. So if you're swimming regularly, you should still follow these same steps before getting into the pool. The difference is being consistent with them, not just doing them occasionally. If you're swimming daily, you don't need to fully restyle your hair every day. The goal is protection, not over manipulation. Over time, repeated exposure can still build up on the hair. So you may need to cleanse more consistently to remove chlorine buildup, while also making sure you're restoring moisture with conditioning or deep conditioning more often. So now that we've covered that, let's get back to the routine. One of the easiest ways to protect your curls is to fully saturate your hair with clean water before entering the pool. Hair works like a sponge. If the hair is already filled with clean water, it absorbs less chlorine water from the pool. This simple step alone can reduce chlorine exposure. After saturating the hair, apply a small amount of conditioner or leave-in. This helps create a light barrier that slows chlorine penetration. You don't need a heavy amount, just enough to lightly coat the strand. After applying conditioner, I usually put my hair in two loose 2-strand braids. This keeps my hair out of my face while I'm swimming with my toddler. It also helps reduce tangling in the pool and makes it easier to manage afterwards. If you're using a swim cap, braids can also help keep the hair in place, especially if your hair is long or thick. Since the braids sit closer to the scalp, they're less likely to slip out while you swim. The goal is simply to keep the hair protected while swimming. Kids' curls can be even more delicate, so I keep my toddler's routine very simple. First, I wet his hair completely, then I spray a small amount of leave-in conditioner. For him, I usually use the So Cozy Swim Spray leave-in treatment. Since his hair is about shoulder length, I don't really style it before the pool. I just smooth the spray through his curls to add a little protection. If your child has longer curls, you can prep the hair the same way I did in the earlier clip. Wet the hair first, apply a leave-in or conditioner, and then secure the hair in a loose braid or a bun. If the hair is thicker, doing 2 or even 4 braids can help reduce tangling while swimming. Again, the goal is simply to protect the hair and make the tangling easier afterwards. If you're spending a long time in the pool, it can help to occasionally re-wet your hair with fresh water. This helps rinse away some chlorine before it sits too long on the strands. If fresh water is available, you can quickly rinse your hair between swims. If you don't have access to fresh water, another option is the Malibu Sea Swimmer Spritz crystals. They're designed to help remove mineral and chlorine buildup. I've used the packets before, especially after longer pool days. For my toddler, I'll sometimes reapply a small amount of the leave-in spray after swimming. That helps add back a little moisture and makes the tangling easier. If possible, a swim cap can offer additional protection, but even without one, prepping the hair before the pool still makes a noticeable difference. After swimming, try to rinse your hair as soon as possible. This helps remove chlorine before it continues drying out the hair. Ideally, follow with a gentle shampoo. If you swim frequently, you may occasionally want to use a clarifying wash to remove buildup. Aside from clarifying, you can also use the Malibu Sea Swimmer's Hair Mask to help remove chlorine buildup, restore moisture, and support color-treated hair after repeated pool exposure. After cleansing, follow with a moisturizing conditioner or a deep conditioner, depending on how the hair feels. If you're at a public pool and don't have access to a shower, you can rinse your hair with bottled water to remove some of the chlorine and apply a leave-in conditioner until you're able to properly wash your hair at home. Also, try not to go to bed with chlorine still in your hair. If you sleep on it, you're giving chlorine more time to sit on the strands and continue drying them out. So if you can, rinse and cleanse your hair the same day. Skipping preparation doesn't always cause damage right away, but repeated exposure without protection can slowly lead to dryness, frizz, tangles, and breakage. Some people even notice color changes or dullness after frequent pool days. That's why these steps can make a big difference. I actually show what this looked like on my own hair when I wasn't taking these steps in my color treated curls video. Summer hair care often requires a few extra adjustments. Humidity is one part of the equation, but chlorine exposure is another factor that can change how your curls behave. If you want to see how I adjust my routine for heat and humidity, you can watch my summer curly hair care routine video linked below. In the next video, I'm going to talk about rainy days and why wash days don't always work the same in that kind of weather. If you have your own pool day routine, feel free to share it in the comments. It's always helpful to see what works for different curl types.